Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you Game 2 in a series between Millennium Stephano versus Evil Genius's Puma. Game 2 taking place here on Terminus Ray, and this Game 1 really came as a shocker to me. Stephano really not well known, or not one of the bigger name players coming out of Millennium. I believe Todd, perhaps one of the bigger names, since he did beat Alicia, Slayer's Alicia at MLG Anaheim 2-0 in the earlier brackets, and starting to make a name for himself as he did in Warcraft 3. But Stephano, one of those players that I respect him. I know he's good, but I didn't know that he was at the same level, or could just play so well that Puma almost seemed just out of place and completely out of his environment. We'll see how this game goes down, if Puma has any other strategies against Zerg, on this particular map, or in the last game. It seemed really one-sided, where anything that Puma tried to do, his opponent was able to answer with very quickly. Anyways, Puma is setting down a low ground barracks here. He will be able to perhaps set up a wall here in just a moment. The Overlord is going to spot this out, see the barracks. The drone should perhaps turn around. Not quite sure why the drone is still making his way. And this is going to be a double racks rush. Now, the good thing for Stephano is that he has spotted this. He has spotted this double racks, double 11 or 12 barracks rush. The bad news for him is that by moving out with this Overlord, he has pretty much revealed his location to his opponent as well. So this double barracks rush will be able to make its way over here in just a moment. The drone now trying to make its way in, and now SCV already taking a point of damage. Every point of damage on a rush like this is very important, as this drone trying to get some damage onto this SCV. The SCV most likely will be able to finish up that barracks anyways, as now we are going to have 3 Marines in about 30 seconds. SCV already making its way across Stephano. It does have this hatchery. You can see drones now being trained up. Will that SCV perhaps try to build a bunker? 2 drones now coming in, getting in even more damage onto this one particular SCV. SCV now running through this mineral line. Did not draw any additional aggro at all, as that SCV now down to 30 hit points. And now what is going to be happening here? It looks like a drone was on patrol for just a moment. Will that drone be able to get a little bit more damage? Yes, another shot there, but now a fresh SCV coming in. We're going to have 2 Marines. We should have a 3rd Marine. 1 Marine sitting over here by Puma. Puma not knowing about it, and that may actually be a little bit of an issue. Every Marine counts in this early portion of the game. Drones, a lot of drones now on the low ground. They will be able to engage pretty quickly, pretty easily. Oh, and that drone, very smart, after taking some damage, deciding to morph up and become a spine crawler. Both drones that have taken a lot of damage, deciding to morph in and become a spine crawler. And you can see this one drone, oh, beautiful micro by Stephano. Stephano constantly pulling back with these lower hit point drones. And the Marines are now going to try to perhaps finally engage. The Zerglings are now funneling in, gonna be able to surround these Marines. There is still 1 Marine down over here who doesn't realize that a war's going on. But with the spine crawlers now nearly up, this is going to be a very different story. Zerglings now once again going to try to engage. Drones now pulling their way over. Worker kills, only 1 worker kill so far, as the spine crawler taking a little bit of damage. This one spine crawler perhaps will move, and yes, and it will move out of range there. SCVs are trying to repair it, and oh look, Zerglings now going to try to perhaps engage, get some more damage. This one spine crawler down to 60 hit points. Zerglings backing off, and you can see those spine crawlers just with those elastic tentacles impaling, dealing so much damage. And this was a brilliant play. The bunker being repaired only so that I could stick around to be salvaged a little bit longer. And now this spine crawler moving off into here, and the Zerglings are going to perhaps try to engage. And now the SCV, it may take a little bit more damage. It does get taken down. There is a 2nd spine crawler nearby. The spine crawler does have 2 armor though. So these spine crawlers are just going to play a very safe game of hopscotch. Perhaps this spine crawler coming into here while this spine crawler is still here. This is going to be a very difficult, as those Marines only have a range of 5 compared to the range of 7. And now more Marines still coming in. There's still that Marine on hiatus, on sabbatical, whatever you want to call it. sitting behind this barracks, taking a look at the harvester count. 16 SCVs versus 14 drones. The Zerglings were able to finish off that bunker, and now these Zerglings, a large amount of Zerglings making their way across the field, but there are many, many more Marines that he will have to try and fight and fend off. He should not try to engage too many Marines. These Marines can each Zergling without that metabolic boost, 2 Zerglings will get killed. Essentially, there's 1 Zergling, there's 2. And as I mentioned, it only takes 6 Marines to one-shot a Zergling, and with this many, you can definitely one-shot 2 Zerglings as long as you hit the correct targets. Marines now once again engaging, more Zerglings getting taken down. The Spine Crawlers are here. Perhaps some Creep Tumors need to be laid down as well. Stephano still very much in this as he now goes into 24 drones versus 21 SCVs. I'm not quite sure if Stephano has enough of an income in order to really power drone right now, as we are getting a lot of banelings here. Marines are down over here, and a bunker now, or sorry, a supply depot in front of a bunker now being built. Stephano really did a good job fending off that attack. He had the correct balance of Zerglings and drones, and what I really liked about Stephano here is that he transferred a lot of drones down to the low ground. If you had noticed, or if you remember back around right when those bunkers were being placed down, he had transferred somewhere around like 15 or like 12 to 15 drones down, and what this does is it allows those drones to be closer to the action just in case you need them. You don't want to force yourself to use them, but just in case you need them, they were there. On top of that, the Marines were trying to shut down drones. As soon as a drone was in the red on hit points, they just ended up growing up to be a spine crawler and was able to get a new take on life once more. So that helped out as well. Barracks about to be completed. We may be getting a stim pack here in just a moment. Yeah, stim pack now being researched. Banelings are being morphed in. We are getting that blue flame tech as well. Hellions are already out, but there are already 2 spine crawlers here and some banelings as well. So these banelings deal a lot of damage to those Hellions. Hellions are light units, so it does deal a lot of damage if you kill Marines, or if you splash against Marines. Good for you. If you're able to splash against Marines and Hellions, even better, as that blue flame tech about to be completed. 4 Hellions now on that front door. Spinecrawler now repositioning itself, an evolution chamber being built, and oh, nicely done, creating a very, very narrow wall. Those banelings perhaps going to get in position. There is a queen right here. Are those Hellions going to be able to make their way over? That is the key question. More creep tumors need to be laid down. The rocks are about to be destroyed. Does Stephano see this? No, Stephano does not see this. He has to at least suspect it, though. Or is he going to leave the banelings over here on the high ground? Hellions do capture this one creep tumor, and it does get taken down here. A queen now being forced to pull all the way back down to this low ground, and Stephano maybe in a bit of trouble. Perhaps he doesn't know about, and the Zergling now going to test it, see all of those Marines, and this is a bad news. Did the Hellions actually catch those Zerglings and those Banelings? Banelings now trying to find their target. Perhaps they'll be able to get some Marines. It looks like all the Marines will get taken down, and another nice splash onto some Hellions, as well as Puma's army just getting absolutely destroyed. 1 Hellion now being forced to run all the way home, but Puma does have something else in store with the training of a couple siege tanks, so those siege tanks will definitely be a very nice transition. Stephano now getting the 1-1 upgrades on those Zerglings and eventually Ultralists and perhaps even Broodlings. One of the benefits of the Claw attack upgrades is that it benefits both. It benefits all your tier 3 units. I don't believe any other upgrade benefits all tier 3 units at the same time, unlike Zerg. And if you're wondering how, what I'm considering tier 3 for Zerg, that would obviously be Broodlords and Ultralists. And if you do not understand how Broodlords benefit from the Claw attack upgrades, click on a Broodling sometime. Anyways, Marines and Siege Tanks now pushing their way out. Oh, a very low hit point Hellion. And as a hatchery now being set up down over here, a Zergling running straight into its death there. As Siege Tanks are getting in the proper position, the Siege Tanks need to be very, very aware of the damage and the targets they need to hit. They should not be hitting the Zerglings. They need to hit those Banelings. So that will require a lot of micro on the part of Puma, as there are 3 siege tanks in this. No, 4 siege tanks in this as well. Banelings are now down over here. The movement speed upgrade about to be completed. It looks like an Overlord will get shot down, and oh, a Queen getting blasted as well. And as those bunkers are slowly being built into a very forward position, Stephano is now running out of options. He does have a decent number of creep tumors, and he does have that movement speed, so that will definitely help. Now down moves the spine crawler. Zerg is not going to perhaps try to engage. No, is not able to engage. 1 Queen down to, what is that, 1 hit point? 8 hit points as the spine crawler quickly gets destroyed. There goes the Queen as well. Banelings, however, able to finish off all of those Marines. 2 Banelings finding their target. Siege tanks now continuing that push forward slowly but steadily, as the siege tank now on the low ground. Supply depot offering sight. The Banelings and the Zerglings may be able to come in here once more. It looks like the hatchery will take a lot more damage. Zerglings trying to engage, unable to do so. There are now a couple Mutalisks in the air, but there are a lot of bunkers, making it very difficult for these Mutalisks to really truly engage. Stephano also has a hatchery back over here. Army compositions, both sides pretty even. Banelings now just simply trying to go after all those siege tanks, and now Banelings coming in through the front door as well. This is going to run around the whole entire army here. The Mutalisks now trying to go after those siege tanks, and some damage was dealt, but that was not a good trade by Stephano at all. Banelings are getting in position. This hatchery most likely will get taken down. Will these Mutalisks now trying to push in once again? Will it be enough as the Zerglings need to engage again? Siege tanks are in position to finish out these Banelings. Banelings now going to try to melt away. Not going to find their targets at all. Marines now once again backing off. There is 1 missile turret up, and this missile turret being repaired finally gets destroyed, but there's so many siege tanks here in such an advanced position that I cannot imagine how Stephano can get back into this at all. Puma playing up and opening with that double Marine harassment definitely worked out. As well, as you can see, another missile turret is trying to rebuild, but it will not be completed until an SCV now makes its way over. We have level 1 weapons and claw attack upgrades. Marines now continuing to push in. Banelings and Mutalisks are just in the back, and this may come in as a suicide attempt in just a moment. Drones most likely will need to be pulled off, and all of these Marines, one important thing to note, are pushing out and moving out without the support of medevacs. There are no medevacs at all. There's no air at all. No air whatsoever. Broodlords would be absolutely dominating if he actually had them. But yeah, none of those units at all. Zerglings and Banelings trying to once again break through this front door. Harvester count 65 versus 47. Mass tank just continuing to push its way into the center. Siege tanks may be able to start blasting at this hatchery, and perhaps some of those spine crawlers as well. It looks like this siege tank is very forward, as these siege tanks are going to continue to push in. Zerglings now backing off once again. And what will happen? A Queen gets easily taken down. Overlord's getting shot down. And I believe Puma will be the victor in this game. A couple of Marines getting destroyed there. And now Mutalisks trying to engage. Mutalisks getting shot down by those missile turrets. Zerglings now trying to swarm in. Marines backing off as far as they can go. Zerglings now coming in from the far side as well. But it's not going to be enough. With only 5 Mutalisks and 2 Zerglings, that is not enough of an army to finish off this game, as the Marines are now continuing to push in. This hatchery will get taken down, and the GG has to be coming in shortly. Mass Marines upgraded 1-0. Just a very timed push here. Not even waiting for medevacs. Banelings finding their target. But yeah, well played and no GG, but a very good well played. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 2 in the series. Stay tuned for Game 3 between Millennium, Stephano, and Evil Geniuses Puma.